We are April and Scott, creators of NaughtyGym.com, and this is The Naughty Gym Show.
For years, we've been fitness and nutrition coaches to thousands of people through our commercial gyms and online platform. We've also spent nearly a decade in an ever-evolving open relationship.
This show brings together two of our biggest passions, fitness and sex positivity. Our mission is to maximize the physical and mental health of anyone brave enough to explore relationship structures that run counter to societal norms.
We have demolished our old ways of thinking about relationships, and from that rubble, built a life full of happiness, adventure, and vitality. And now we want to help you do the same.
So hop on the treadmill, start the show, and let us teach you how to never stop playing.
Welcome back to the Naughty Gym Show. I am your host, April, and these are my co-hosts, the feral cats themselves. I'm going to let you take this away and explain why I can't talk.
Because we went to our big Toronto event, and she loses her voice at every event we go to. And we don't really know why, other than just talking over the music, I guess, right? But you sound like you're sick, but you're not any more than normal. So
in the head, a little bit.
And welcome back to her, I don't know, third appearance maybe on the podcast.
Yeah, maybe you can hear this one.
Andy. So we just got back, literally just got back off the plane an hour and a half or 2 hours ago from Toronto from our big event. And Andy got to go with us. So we're all just going to kind of recap the event, what happened, the good, the bad. Well, there wasn't any bad, I don't think, but just kind of run through everything that happened. I typically do not like these types of podcast episodes where we're just kind of talking about what happens from day to day in an event, but everybody seems to like them, so we're going to do it.
It's good also because the X Club is an amazing club. We had never been there. We love Jake, the owner of the X Club, and we didn't know what to expect going in, and a lot of people didn't. So it's good for anybody that wants to go check it out. They can kind of get a feel of it.
Yeah. Well, so we arrived. The event was a 4-day event, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And it happened to coincide with a major weekend in Toronto because it was the culmination of their Pride Month. So they had their final huge Pride celebration, and it's supposedly the largest Pride celebration in North America, bigger than any of them in the States. So that was a huge event. They also had one of the FIFA, is it FIFA or FIFA?
FIFA.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I was just checking to make sure y'all knew. So it was a FIFA World Cup match, was also in town, and the Toronto Blue Jays were playing at home. And so all of that was going on, a lot of traffic, but it was a fun weekend. All right, so on Wednesday, we arrived, that was a day early because we had never been to the club, never seen it, other than videos and stuff. And so we wanted to get in there and, get our eyes on it so that we understood exactly how things were going to flow and all that kind of stuff. So we went to the club immediately after checking into the hotel to do a tour.
And it's actually outside of Toronto. It's Mississauga.
Mm-hmm.
Mississauga.
I think, yeah.
But there's 2 hotels, the host hotels, that have a deal with X Club. So you get a special rate. And we could walk to the club. Now, it was like a 10, 12-minute walk, but the weather was beautiful. So it was like a 2-minute Uber or a 10 to 12-minute walk.
Yeah, they actually get a big discount for the rates. If you were there just coming for the other events that were in town, were more than double what we had to pay because of the deal they had with them. And it's a great hotel. I mean, we had our own kitchenette, separate living room, televisions, all that kind of stuff. So we had a great room. That was very nice of X Club to help set that up for us. But
the freezers also had ice makers.
Yes.
And if you don't know that, Scott pointed it out to me, but that could have changed my whole trip if I had known at the last day I had an ice maker. Ice is a big deal to me, and I need you to understand that. So.
Well, especially for us going to an event like this, where you're on the go. It was nice to be able to Instacart some groceries, our drinks, be able to stay hydrated.
Yeah.
When you go back to the hotel, you have food, drinks,
Yeah,
everything
stove,
you need.
dishwasher, it had everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have literally lived in that thing for a while, I guess.
I might have a couple of days, but that's another part.
All right, so we got to the hotel, unpacked, and then literally walked over to the club. It's about a mile. So the facility was. So we've been to, I don't know how many clubs like this, lifestyle friendly clubs in the past. And I've got to say, I think this is the nicest one we've ever been to.
I agree.
I don't know. You may have even been to more than we have.
Yeah, probably so. It was so nice. It was well laid out. There were people at every corner to help you. There was a lot of attendance. There was a lot of people that were knowledgeable, looking out, a lot of security.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, every time you walked in, somebody greeted you and would offer to give you a tour. He's got a phenomenal staff. They're friendly, they're kind, but they're also watchful to make sure everybody's safe. Nobody's just wandering around unsure of where to go or what to do.
Yeah. And it's divided into two sides. So you have I hope I say all these terms the way they say them, but one side is the club.
The X Club.
Yeah, the X Club itself. And then the other side is what they call the Mermaid Lounge. The Mermaid Lounge essentially hosts. There's first of all, there's a pool at the outside back part of the Mermaid Lounge, and also within that side is all the playrooms, locker rooms, showers, that sort of stuff. And so during the daytime, they run pool parties on the Mermaid Lounge side. The club is closed,
Right.
and it's nice because, like, when we got there, the first day that we got there, I think, and the second, the weather was like 65, 68 degrees. It was cloudy. It was windy.
Yeah.
There was some drizzling rain at time. And you would think, well, that's going to kill any pool party. You can't have a pool party when it's 65 degrees outside. But that whole pool is heated, and it actually heats up really fast. It's almost like a giant hot tub.
Yeah.
So it's this great environment where you can be party heavy on the club side when that's going on, and if you want to catch a break from the music or you get overstimulated in those big environments, you can walk over to the Mermaid Lounge side. I don't even know if they have music going on at night there.
They did.
Just lower volume because they have a bar over there as well. There's a big bar in the club, and there's another bar in the Mermaid Lounge, and people were doing that. And we'll talk about that as we get to it, but they were moving from side to side during some of the parties. But the first day was Thursday, and the only thing that's open that entire day is the Mermaid Lounge. There's a pool party, but it goes from like 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. Is that right?
Well, it's not a pool party. The Mermaid Lounge is open from 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. If we had a pool party, so there was music going on, and we were there from like 2 to 5 on that Thursday.
Well, so that was on Thursday. That was the first official event of the weekend for us. And as it happens, that was also the worst weather day.
Yeah.
It rained off and on, but it somehow managed, right at the time the pool party started, the rain stopped.
Yeah.
I don't remember it raining at all during our time at the pool.
I made some calls and took care of that for you guys, so.
All the Canadian Mounties.
Yeah.
What I loved about Thursday was it was a much smaller group. A lot of our people didn't come in until Friday. But the people that were willing to brave the weather came out, and we had some really great conversations. There was a new couple, and this was their first lifestyle experience ever. And they drove in from the United States. A couple couples that we had met before, but it was a really good group, and it felt a little more intimate. Like the music wasn't super loud, so we could just kind of hang out and
kind of break the ice for them, especially being so new. They were very nervous. You could tell when they walked in, they're like, we're in the right place.
Yeah.
And so I think that kind of helped calm their nerves. That was nice.
And they actually have a podcast called the Partnership Lab. So it just kind of talking about their experience with the lifestyle. They are brand new, so you should check that out.
And I remember that feeling. That first time I ever went to any type of lifestyle event, I knew I didn't really have a clear understanding of what I was walking into, but I had imagined things. All of the things I imagined were way off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was still terrified walking in, and I was trying to be cool about it. I remember, you're trying to not look nervous, but you can almost see it on somebody's face when they walk into something like that and it's their first time. You can kind of sense it because it's just hard to know how to blend in with the crowd and enjoy yourself when you first go into these things.
Yeah.
But the X Club does a great job of creating spaces where you can relax or party or both or kind of get away from it at times when you need to. So it really is a great club.
One thing I will say about the X Club as well. So the X Club, the dance club, is you have to be clothed. You can't be naked. And there's no sexual acts allowed in the club, which I think for new people going to a club is fantastic because they can go, they can dance. The DJ, we had Be Smooth, was amazing. So you can dance and get that sexy vibe. And then if you want to walk next door, it's clothing optional at the Mermaid Lounge, but you can also be clothed and you can just kind of walk around and watch people or kind of dip your toes in without feeling like, oh, I have to be naked or I'm going to just see people getting railed all over the place.
Well, and two, there's no play in the pool.
Right.
So that's a big one because I have been to places that wasn't the case and you're like, oh, I don't know about that.
Yes.
So that stood out to me as okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's safe.
Yeah, and they do such a good job. The setup in that, and when you say you can walk next door to the Mermaid's Land, it's not like you have to go outside.
No, you go down a hallway.
Yeah, I mean it's literally just a wall that connects them. But they have what I would call a dungeon area is the big main area, and it's all the things you would expect: the St. Andrew's Cross and spanking benches and swings and big beds and all that kind of stuff. But then they also have down the hallway a bunch of private, just small rooms.
Yeah.
One bed, like maybe a king size bed in it, just big enough to hold a bed and a few people.
Yeah, some of them are private and some have like viewing
The
windows.
fishbowl rooms.
Yeah. But then there's also a steam room, a sauna, the rain shower, a glory hole room.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many different options. And like you said, it's just a great way to, you don't feel overwhelmed by it because it's kind of its own separate place. But if you want to go in there, you can and kind of experience. And we'll talk about it in a little bit later. But Saturday night, it looked like pure chaos in that place. All right. So, that pool party we had a great time, but it wasn't as big of a crowd. They weren't expecting a large crowd on that night or that afternoon for that pool party, mainly because of the weather being drizzly and rainy. But we still had a great time. And then we wrapped things up and went to dinner that night with a bunch of friends from Naughty Gym and stuff. I think we had, it's hard to know exactly how many people were there because Naughty Gym was there. We sold tickets, 4-day passes on our website. They gets all 4 days. Yeah. We know there was about 60 people that had purchased through that. But then there was a lot of people I talked to that were there because they heard we were coming, but they had only bought one night, which they did that on the X Club. So it's hard to know exactly how many people were there for us and how many were just there normally. But it was a decent little crowd Thursday, but the weather definitely hurt it. All right. And then later at the end of that night, it was 8:00, I believe, Luna Matatas, who has been at Be Better Being Bad at Hito with us and just an incredible sex educator, lives in Toronto. And so she came and did a workshop in that dungeon play area of the Mermaid Lounge called, she did the Eating Pussy Like a Champ thing, which she has done for us in Jamaica before. But that was fantastic. Everybody piled in on the beds and circled around her, and she just gave this great lecture on
eating pussy,
how to do a better job with
She had her little pillow. That was so nice. Little visual cue.
Pillow.
This is don't go here.
Which is always a good I've eaten a lot of pussy. I think you have. But it's always a good refresher. Like, there are different techniques and not all pussies are the same. So in the way she presents is so easy to receive, and she's engaging, and she's just an incredible human.
Yeah, she just has this bright light around her as opposed to a lot of people who specialize in sex education. And in particular for her, she does a lot of like BDSM type education as well. a lot of those people come in wearing black leather and dark makeup and all that kind of stuff, but she's neon colors and lollipops and
big smile, bubbly personality, very welcoming.
It takes a serious topic and just makes it less serious. I mean, it's just something
more
fun.
Comfortable.
Yeah. So that happened, and I don't know, there were probably 30 people, something like that in there, and then we wrapped it up for the night because on Thursday night the club itself isn't open,
right?
Just the Mermaid Lounge, and then we went to dinner. So that was a great night, easy way to get started. Nothing huge, but we had a fun first night. And then Friday started. Now, Friday we knew, talking to management, Friday and Saturday were supposed to be the biggest crowds of the weekend, but they also told us Saturday's always bigger than Friday. Mm-hmm. So we weren't sure exactly what to expect on Friday, but we knew it was going to be bigger than Thursday. And we not only had the Mermaid Lounge just opened that day, just like it is every other day, but we weren't going to be there during the day because we had decided we were going to go downtown in Toronto and spend it at Pride. Yeah. So what was y'all's impression of...
Well, first we met a group for brunch at Sherry's Bistro right in the middle of the neighborhood. And it was nice to just the people that we have met in the lifestyle. Anytime we can just have a nice sit down and time to talk and share and laugh, it's incredible. So that was probably one of my highlights of the trip, was because we ended up we ate at Sherry's Bistro. There was probably 12 of us, and then just started walking. You got us lost.
Imagine that.
Yeah. We were supposed to go 100 meters, and we ended up going a mile and a half. Because Scott was following his GPS.
I don't know what I'm more surprised about, that I got us lost or that you guys were following me.
That was my question. Right. I'm like, why did we put him in charge in the first place?
Well, and so then some of us had to use the bathroom, and they have the roads blocked off for Pride. And so they just had a lot of porta potties. I'm like, I don't want to use a porta potty. And so we just kind of organically turned it into a pub crawl. So we went to then Hair of the Dog, and all of us just had a couple drinks, hung out, left, went to some of the gay clothing stores.
Yeah, it turned into
to get you some whore clothes.
It was more of a shopping and bar crawl. Like we would shop for a minute, walk out, find the nearest bar, go in, get some drinks, leave, go back out, shop somewhere else.
And also a fun fact, we learned this about Toronto. There was naked people walking down the street, fully nude. In Toronto, you can be naked. Women and men can be topless anywhere at any time, except for restaurants.
No, I don't. I think that was just Pride.
No, this is what I was told yesterday. Yeah. I specifically asked.
Somebody from Toronto, I can't remember who was talking, said that you can do it. There's certain provinces that don't allow it.
Right.
But a lot of people just don't do it because they're worried about being scolded and from the...
But legally, you can.
Well, I did manage to get... to make, I think it was you two, had stand beside each other.
It was a very not inconspicuous way to take a picture of a naked person.
Stand right here. I'm going to get that guy behind you.
You would think Scott had never seen a naked person.
Well, I'd never seen a naked... because I was the only one I saw, was that guy. And he's walking down the street in the middle of a Pride celebration, thousands of people around, and walking down the street
with a cup of coffee and a cigarette.
It's just, it was a very strange sight. So I did manage to get it.
Dave would love it.
It would have been Dave's environment. He would be like, all right, when are we going?
Well, in downtown Toronto, this was the second time we've been to Toronto.
Yeah.
We came once, some friends that lived there invited us, and it was New Year's, so it was just brutally cold. So cold that when we were walking around briefly outside at times, I couldn't even look around because I think my eyes would just freeze if I opened them. But man, that was a cool little town.
The weather was beautiful too.
Mm-hmm.
And we went in, like a lot of the bars that we went into, you could tell were extremely old buildings that they kept modernized.
Beautiful architecture. And in the staff at every place were over the top friendly.
So friendly.
And so curious about what was this group, and they wanted more information. So you could tell we were charismatic. Our
Our
charisma kind of
energy.
pulled people in. And I really do believe that because
Yeah, I
people were
do
drawn
too.
to asking, especially
Yeah.
the drag queens.
Yeah,
Like,
the last
"Hey."
stop we made was at O'Grady's.
Yeah.
And there was a
O'Grady's.
drag show. So we stayed and watched the drag show for a while.
And I think in that situation, I had one of the best pictures I had taken of me in the whole trip.
I
Oh, the
agree.
stroke picture.
Where
Well, I got
the queen
yeah.
put her dress over your head.
Well, let me be clear. I had my back to the queen, did not even know she was standing there, so it was a complete surprise.
That you
I
thought
thought
you
I was
were-
getting kidnapped. There's thing goes over my head, and then she pulls it back. So,
get it.
And then somebody snapped a picture.
oh, several pictures that I saw after that. I don't know. Somebody at the end of the table was like, "Oh, we're getting this."
Listen, you're an attractive woman, but nobody could tell if they see that picture.
Nobody will
that
ever.
woman does not need to be out in public.
She needs a hospital.
You looked terrified.
Yeah. Well,
It's
it will be memorable.
It's a great picture. I'm going to make it my picture when you text or
My
something.
contact.
Yeah. All right. So we spent, I don't know, we got down there around 10:30 for the brunch. We stayed till about 4-ish because we were told by the club people, because that's about a 40-minute drive from there to where we were staying in Mississauga. But they said that 40-minute drive can be 2 hours if you catch rush hour.
Yeah.
So we
Or
left.
if you have to pee and we have to stop at a Starbucks mid. Is that what
Mid-
it is?
Uber
that's
ride,
right. Yeah, yeah.
because-
I just made, like the Uber driver was at
As
a
soon as Scott
stoplight.
got in the car, he looks at the Uber driver and he goes, "I gotta pee." We're like, "What?"
The guy's like, sounds like a you problem. Dude.
And then he's like, "Yeah, my dad's your age too, so I get it."
That was
I don't
That was true.
I don't know how that came up. There's something came up about ages, and he said, "Yeah, I'm old too." And then when he found out how old I was, "Oh my, you're older than my dad."
Yeah, yeah.
He was like, "I will find you someplace to pee immediately."
I know prostates can be a real problem in those advanced years.
But I did manage to get in and out. We stopped at the stoplight. I ran across the street to Starbucks. Y'all did some U-turn and were right there when I came out. All right, that's not a cool story, but may have to edit that part out. All right, so once that was done, we went back. Just did the thing when you part, like kind of like at Hito, where you have a pool party in the afternoon and then dinner that night. You try to get a nap if possible between. I know I did. I can't remember if you got one.
I got
or
a
not.
little nap, yeah.
So we napped, ate, and then got ready for the first of the big club parties, which was Friday night.
Yeah.
Now the club did a great. They went over the top to accommodate us and stuff. They have on the club side. It's just a big open dance floor, huge bar on one end, DJ stand on the other. But they also have the little elevated areas around the dance floor where there's couches, and we were given like one of the nice corner
booths.
areas where we had tables and couches and stuff.
And bottle service
And,
and
they brought us out. A big bottle of liquor and all sorts of different mixers and ice, and kept refilling it and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was just incredibly well
I'm telling you,
done.
their staff is so attentive.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would put an empty cup down and then come back and it would be gone. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's clean. It is. That's what I love about it, because we've been to some clubs that were not very clean. Like it looked like the floors hadn't been
Yeah.
vacuumed in 8 years, and this was very clean.
Yeah, I don't think I remember one section or area at any point in time that was disheveled or,
Yeah.
like wet towels at the pool. Like they wouldn't stay just left
Yeah.
around. They were very, very.
Yeah. And a lot of times Jake was doing that too. He's like helping his staff, like if they're in a bind or need it. Like he was always busy, always doing something, but also always greeting people and hugging people, and just a phenomenal guy.
Well, so the party gets started that night, and definitely the crowd was bigger than it was on Thursday. Still wasn't huge, and they had told us it's not going to be as big tonight as it will be Saturday night. I think I was expecting a bigger crowd on Friday night, and I was a little, I don't know if disappointed is the right
I thought
word.
it was a big crowd.
It was a good sized crowd. It wasn't the shoulder to shoulder type crowd that maybe I don't know why I had that envisioned, but we still had a blast. Music was great.
Luna did her BDSM demo.
Yeah, so that's how the party got started. Is Luna gets you up on stage,
Yeah, well, first, to get ready, she thought you were going to be part of the show, and then you pulled out because you're a pussy.
That's not exactly how that happens.
She handmade nipple pasties for both of us. One pair for me that had like little tassels, and then she was going to have you wear a pair, but you refused, so DJ Raw wore them.
But I had gotten confused. She had said something about possibility of me getting pulled up there with you, because that's what she has done 2 years in a row at Hito.
Yeah.
Has done a BDSM demo on you, and somewhere like in the middle of it will pull me up there to be a part of it with you. But I think I misunderstood her. I thought when we were initially talking about it that we had sort of nixed that part of it.
Yeah.
And so I didn't like have any. I mean, you had a full like leather harness, lingerie type thing. I didn't have anything to wear up there. And
I think what her exact words were, Super D, you're going to get on the stage and wear pasties, and you're going to like
the
it.
Super D thing.
Super deep.
Super
Super
deep.
D.
Why?
She said you're always going deep, philosophically, not with your penis.
I would rather it be the other. I would much prefer the second over the first, but I get it. And so they do the BDSM demo. It's super hot watching her just do that to you.
She's so good at what she does.
And you love that.
Oh, I think I trust Luna implicitly, and she's so kind and loving that I can just shut my brain off and like melt into her energy.
But do you get nervous at all? Because I mean, there was
I'm nervous until she puts that
watching.
blindfold on, and once she puts that blindfold on, I'm gone. I am just so turned on. Like, I get done and I'm like, who can I fuck?
Who can I fuck? Is anybody here?
Somebody put something in me.
Well, so that ends, and immediately Luna and DJ Raw Pulse have this thing they've created called the Pulse of Pleasure, which is kind of a combination of he's playing a very specific type of music, almost kind of trance-like, I would say.
They call it a guided erotic dance experience.
Yeah, and Luna's on the microphone, kind of talking everybody on the dance floor through what she wants them to do to kind of experience and sync up with the music.
Yeah, well, and it's things like treat your partner like they're a stripper pole. Mm-hmm, what would you do? And then the music, and so she gives you like different prompts like that.
And it's a great way, I think, too, for people like me who are not always comfortable dancing, to get out there and have somebody tell you what to do, essentially. So now you're not just kind of having to figure out how am I supposed to be
snapping your fingers and biting your lip.
Yeah, like that's that's my style. I always think that's a really fun way to kick off the party. And as soon as that's over, then they start playing more traditional just dance and club music. But the interesting thing there is how the dance party can be going really strong, and then in the blink of an eye, the dance floor can almost empty out because people go over to the Mermaid Lounge side and start playing. Especially when they're doing something like what Luna and Raw had us doing.
Yeah, everyone's getting turned on.
Yeah, everybody's getting turned on and worked up through that Pulse of Pleasure event.
Well, and I have to say this too is if you're uncomfortable with participating in, you don't need to feel like you have to jump out there and be that couple that does whatever. The people watching, from my end, I was sitting in the VIP area just watching everybody. That was probably just equally as just to see how people were deciding how to move, and other people were looking at other people getting other ideas, and it was just a really good energy. But it was a great people watching aspect. So you don't have to jump in or feel that you have to participate. It's also great just to watch.
Yeah, and this also is so Friday night is I think it's every Friday night there.
Freaky Friday,
but it's single guy night, or
they allow single guys.
Yeah, which normally there's a much more restrictive set of rules for single guys on every other night, but on Friday night they let single guys come in, and they are actually allowed. I hope I'm telling this correctly, but maybe you guys heard the same thing. It's the only night where single guys can also go without being connected to some couple or being invited. They can go over to the playroom.
Right, that's right.
which, can come with its own set of potential issues with a bunch of single guys if they're over there just kind of standing around the playroom. But they seem to have found a way to manage that well and to keep it controlled. But what was interesting is when the dance party started, you knew exactly who the single guys were because there was just this horseshoe of guys
gone.
They were lined around the bar, just standing there, one guy almost shoulder to shoulder with another.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't know how that typically. I mean, they just stand there hoping that somebody comes pick them out.
I don't know, but they were always respectful.
Yeah,
like I never felt
they weren't creepy or didn't seem to be.
And that's the worry when you have single guys there because guys can be. I mean, we're dumb about stuff in environments like that. A guy can get out of control, just hitting on women aggressively or getting drunk and being touchy when they're not asking for consent. But they seem to have found a formula that really works for them.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So that was the end of the night. Of course we don't talk about, our play experiences, but once again, we went to our own event and never played with anybody else.
Cue the crickets.
I did. You did take Luna's Eat Pussy Like a Champ, though. Scott has wounds all over his face.
I also just noticed something
from where
I
aggressively fucked his face.
But that was back at your room. Right?
That was back at our room.
Right. Well, yeah, we didn't even do that at the club either. And I honestly survived that.
It looks like you have a case.
It looked like I got into a fight with
if you need to talk about it, we can talk once the podcast is
I got in
over.
a fight with an evil vagina and lost. All right. So, and we didn't stay up too late that night. As soon as that party, we were at the club fairly late, but
we closed it down. We were home at 3:00. We got back to the hotel at 3:00.
Oh, that's right. That was Friday. Yeah. Okay. So we were up pretty late that night, but we got to sleep
until like 12:30.
Yeah. The next day we slept in pretty late. All right. So the next day was Saturday. That was going to be the biggest day. This is the day they're telling us there's going to be several hundred people at the club. And we have that day, both the pool party in the afternoon and the big Naughty Gym party that night. Thankfully, the weather turned off incredible on Saturday.
Yeah.
It was about 80 degrees, but there's no humidity. I don't know if that's normal in Canada or not, but 80 degrees there feels like what 70 degrees would feel like in our hometown in Alabama when you add the humidity in. But like the pool temperature was perfect. 80 degrees is not normally comfortable pool weather.
Right.
When it's heated, it was great. And there was a big crowd at the pool that day. It was all, packed. And there were people leaving the pool, going into the little playroom and playing. But to me, the way they have that set up is a fantastic arrangement so that you can do all of the fun, crazy stuff if you want to, but you can also avoid it if you want to. There's no place where you're just going to feel like you're forced to sit and watch something you're not comfortable watching.
Right,
You're going to have to go seek it out and find the area for it. That was a day, April, you did an incredible job of talking nonstop in the pool, but sold people on coming to some of our other trips.
Yeah, I met so many people that weren't with our group and wanted to know what it was, and I don't know, and that's why I lose my voice, is because I can't shut up. But I had some really great conversations and talked about some of our retreats, and we set up 4 Zoom calls this coming week with people that we just met who want to talk about going on some of our trips.
I did not set up a single Zoom call, not one.
I am so shocked about that.
It's like we get to these events, and I know that as a business owner, we're trying to have fun, but we're also there to promote what we do.
And also ordering a lot of DoorDash and having other people order it for you and then eating it. I don't think April asked me once to DoorDash, but I do feel like that you were DoorDashing.
I do that. I knew you wanted to feel like you had a job. And you had a purpose in being there and ordering DoorDash.
Scott is a travel princess. 100%.
Agreed.
Anytime we went to dinner, we'd all be sitting there, and Scott would be like, all right, I'm ready to go.
Have we paid yet?
Have we paid the bill? And I'm like, who's we?
Are you here too? Can you see
Do you
what we
mean
see?
April, did you pay the bill?
But I'm somehow oblivious to everything.
It'll be like, I'm ready to go. Is the Uber here? Did you call the Uber?
I could have paid the bill, and if we sat there another 5 minutes, I would forget whether the bill had been paid.
Oh, one thing that did happen while we were there, and this seems to happen every time we travel, our bank account got hacked.
So frustrating.
But we weren't even using that account. It was our personal bank account, not our business bank account. And we were at Toronto Pride, and I got a notice that somebody in San Francisco was having a great time
At their pride.
at their Pride.
Yeah.
What did we lose? Like $800
Yeah,
or something? Yeah, that's great. And that sucks because you spent 30 or 45 minutes outside on the street
Trying to shut down cards.
While Scott was taking pictures of naked people.
Yeah. I was,
All in a day's work.
Right.
I had to make sure.
Couldn't keep the vibe going.
I'm vibe management.
You do a good job.
All right. So that night was the big party, and they have the X Club has a dress code for the club that's, you're supposed to dress nice. You're not coming in there in blue jean shorts and Budweiser t-shirts and ball caps and stuff like that.
Which is my go-to.
They made an exception because we love to do a naughty gym theme party sometimes, and all that means is that you get to wear gym clothes.
Which is amazing.
The sluttier the better, but
Being able to dance all night in tennis
and we
shoes.
did.
Yet
Yeah.
I think we're the last ones dancing in the club because DJ B Smooth was on that night.
Yeah.
He is a phenomenal DJ.
Yeah, we were like two 7th grade girls just closing it down. We're just bouncing around everywhere because I was like, tennis shoes, I can dance for
Do the
hours.
kid and play.
Yeah.
we had a lot of people come up to us I had a lot of people tell me that they loved being able to be able to wear tennis shoes and not feel out of place, like not having to wear heels. Now, some people love heels so much because they feel sexier in it. But it is so nice to be able to throw on some
It's so
pair
nice.
of short
That's
gym
like
shorts.
heavenly. That makes me, if I'm comfortable in my environment, I'm going to be more comfortable like,
talking
opening
to
up
people.
and communicating with people. But if I'm all uptight, I think I'm going to twist an
Bust
ankle
out of
or
a
something's
dress
going to break open or
And everybody still looks super sexy. I mean, you can make that look great. You know, wear shorty shorts.
I loved those sweat headbands.
Oh, I know.
It was so cute. They really got creative. That was cool.
Well, luckily, or I don't know if luckily is the right word, but like they said, that night was super crowded. I don't know what the count was. I would say several hundred people, but the dance floor was packed and the energy was fantastic. Like you said, DJ B Smooth was phenomenal. The music was incredible. And, but at some point, and I don't know, we'd maybe been in there a couple of hours dancing. You and I went to go see a friend who was having a little upset stomach and had found one of the private playrooms and was relaxing in there. We went to check on her with her partner, and we ended up staying in there for probably
30 minutes.
30, 45 minutes. I don't know how long we were in there, just chit-chatting, and she was starting to now feel better. We come out, go back to the club side, and if there were 300 people in there when we left to go check on the friend, there were 50.
Well, you left me in charge of your event, and I told everybody that they had let the
party's
was
over.
on, and you guys should go ahead and go home. So I took care of things.
Just didn't go looking for us. Couldn't
Well,
find
I did.
because we were behind a closed door in one of those playrooms.
One of the funny stories was a couple was leaving. And they wanted to say bye to you guys because they weren't going to be back the next day. And they're like, hey, do you know where they are? And I said, oh, let me go find them. They said, no, don't do that. I don't want to interrupt if they're playing. I'm like, oh, they're not playing. They're not playing. I will find them. And then I didn't. And I'm like, oh, fuck, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I'm not. Maybe they left.
Yeah, we really are the worst swingers. I mean, it's just, and
but it's not about the sex for us.
No.
I felt so charged just having conversations and meeting new people and hearing their stories. That for me is the most exciting part about the lifestyle.
Well, and we also get, and you worse than me, but just anxious and a little stressed when it's our event, because we're trying to always make sure everything's happening that's supposed to be happening, all that kind of stuff. But I think to me, this looked like the most relaxed I've ever seen you at one of our events.
Yeah, this was the easiest logistically because
And a lot of credit that goes to the club.
right.
And me.
And
Yeah.
our
Mostly
operations
Andy.
manager.
Your emotional support person.
But I didn't really have to think about
Yeah.
is everybody in their place? Is everybody doing what they're supposed to be doing?
It was easy.
There was no moving
Yeah.
parts really. And as far as the itinerary, we were like, this is what we're going to do. If you want to do it, join. If not, have fun.
Yeah.
But the club made it easy. Too.
Yeah,
Like
so
everyone was
easy.
so attentive.
Yeah.
That made that so much easier for you.
Yeah.
Well, so that night was more exactly what we were hoping the parties would be. Huge crowd, everybody was having fun, and at some point, I mean, that playroom that night, it almost you couldn't get in there. It's a huge playroom.
Yeah.
And just looking down the hall into that playroom area, I mean, I've never seen a playroom with that many people in it. Now, I'm sure there have been some, probably at Naughty in New Orleans or something, but God, that looked like pure chaos. in the best way. But we never did go in there when all that was going on. We just kind of got in, or I don't think you ever even saw the crowd in there, but
I was throwing down on the dance floor.
it had so much fun. All right, so that was Saturday night. That was the big night, and then and we went immediately back to our room and fell asleep. I think pretty quickly because we had to get up Sunday for the pool party again. We weren't going to be there. I don't even know if the club is open on Sunday night.
No,
it's not. Okay. Well, so there was the pool party Sunday, and again, phenomenal weather. I think it was 80 degrees, sunny, beautiful, and it was a great crowd there for that pool party as well.
Some of the people had already left, so it was a smaller Naughty Gym crowd. But some of our local friends that live in Toronto came for a little bit, and it was relaxing, just a more chill time.
Yeah, and again,
DJ Brandon, or DJ B Smooth, was DJing again.
And the club, again, brought us, they've got these really nice day beds out there, and they reserved one for us and provided bottle service again for us. And it's just so nice to have those little small touches like that. You know, you may not think they're not that expensive for the club to do, but they really mean a lot.
Yeah.
And just make it feel more luxurious.
Special.
And, so we had a great time there. And
Andy, what'd you do on Sunday?
oh, yeah. Tell us about your pool party experience.
Well, so when the pool party was going on, I didn't go. And then I sat in my room and I had snacks and I made some popcorn. I had some DoorDash. I did leave my room twice to get coffee from the lobby. So it was well traveled. I didn't feel the air outside of the room until you invited me to dinner about 8 p.m. So I was like, this is the first time I've been outside today.
And you sent us a message like, I think April said, I left something in the room. Can you bring that when you come? You're like, I
said,
will.
Absolutely.
But I'm not
But
coming.
I'm probably not coming.
And true to your words, you never showed up.
I was not being, no great
But I
idea.
love that. This is your trip.
Yeah.
Like, no pressure, recharge, do what you want to do.
Well, since I had been running the event the night before for you guys, I was super tired.
It's exhausting. When you have
It's
to,
exhausting.
Exactly.
you were our liaison, and we appreciate it. But then you have one good day of liaisoning in you.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
had to take a break.
And then bye, which is, on brand for me. Same thing when Dave and I travel. That's the same thing. At Hito, you were like, where are Dave and Andy? Don't worry about it. They're fine. They're
You'll see him
somewhere.
in 2 days.
We'll see them. They're here somewhere.
They're here for the hotel room. Not the
No wonder they always look so fucking rested.
because they are.
Their skin's glowing.
Everybody else looks like haggard street bums. They come in like models. Look at us.
We just binged Netflix, so it's fine.
Well, another thing that it felt like you were able to feel some of that sexual energy that usually just goes away when we're running an event, because I saw you flirt and at least lightly kiss more people in that weekend than maybe ever combined anywhere.
Yeah, I would agree with that. In fact, yesterday, so there's a couple that we met. They came to Be Better Being Bad, our first year, I believe it was, and they brought a volleyball, Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
And had passed it around for everybody to sign. And
which we appreciated so much that we lost it.
Well, no, we never had it. He said it's at the bar. I went to pick it up and somebody had taken it. And so when we came back next year, we asked management, like, have you seen it? And somebody took it. So Wilson is out there enjoying the good life.
Yeah, and if
somewhere.
you know where this volleyball is,
But
please help us get it
couple
back.
brought us a bottle of whiskey, and it was music aged whiskey, where it sits in the barrel and they play music to this whiskey for like 8 years. So we haven't tasted it yet. We were going to do a tasting in our room, but we overslept.
When you open it, maybe music comes out.
I'm hoping. But so yesterday I was talking to this couple, and he's a big guy. He's, I don't know, maybe 6'4", 6'5". And he brought up how I always say I like to be manhandled, like I like a big guy. And he's like, I told my wife I could pick you up. And I was like, I dare you.
Yeah, and I don't know where this happened.
It was at the bar in the Mermaid Lounge, and he did, and he picked me up, and I looked at his wife. I'm like, "Can I kiss him?" Because I'm like,
so guys, that's all. Start training. Start training. If you can pick her up,
if you can pick me up and not throw your back out or grunt, or like sometimes you'll try to pick me up. You're like, I can pick you up, but then your face. It looks like every bone in your body is crushing. And I'm like, this no longer feels sexy. Like, I feel like this is going to be a problem.
and you're like, am I too heavy? And I'm like, no.
Right? I'm like, put me down immediately. he just picked me up and put me against the wall.
But that's usually hard for you to let yourself do that.
Yeah.
Why do you think this was different? Why this?
Because my stress level was so much lower this weekend.
Is that because Andi was there?
Yes.
You're welcome.
It wasn't because you were there.
Common denominator.
No, but it does. When my stress level is high, it's hard to get in a sexy headspace. And when I'm not having to worry about all these moving pieces, I can be in my body.
Yeah. And that's not, it's hard to explain that if you have never ran one of these events, but it's also not the case for everybody that does run events.
Right.
I mean, we have friends that run a lot of events and they
are just
play
totally feral.
Yeah.
I wish I was like that, but my brain, it's hard for me to compartmentalize like that.
Other than the club handling almost everything, what else? There's more to it than that, though. What was it? Why were you able to sort of let go a little bit more?
Well, you and I talked before the trip. I made a few decisions about how I handle myself in these situations, about how I feel in my body, that I was just going to stop. Like, so when we were packing, I was like, I am no longer asking you what I should wear. Like normally I'll try stuff on, and of course I want to look good for you, but I will get.
But also fuck you.
But like, let's say I put on 2 dresses, and you're like, and I like one more. But you tell me, I don't think that's as flattering. Now, in my head, I go, I'm never wearing that again. And so I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to wear what I'm comfortable in, what I feel sexy in. I don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks.
Yeah.
I'm dressing for me. And so it was some things that we had been talking about leading up to this trip where I was like, I'm not going to allow myself to get in my head like that. Like, it's not fair to myself.
Yeah.
Well, and we also had a big conversation on the way up. We've talked about this extensively, writing our book, and it's going to come out in September, Wild Love Theory. But because of the concepts in that book, we've tried to expand ourselves over the past year or two, and the freedoms and things that we allow each other to do. But at times that has not gone perfectly smoothly for us, right? So we were on our way up to Nashville before we left, and you were driving and I was trying to craft some sort of relationship agreement for this trip specifically, just so that we could both relax and know, all right, here's our parameters for this trip, and then maybe that would have allowed us to shut our brains off a little bit and not have any questions going into it. And I know we have a couple friends that have similar type written out agreements. We spent an hour it's a 2-hour drive up here. We spent an hour trying to do this and realizing how virtually impossible but for several reasons. One, what you're comfortable with, or I'm comfortable with at any given event could be different on Friday than it is on Thursday.
Right.
It could, the first day of the event, you may be like, I'm great with anything. And then you get overwhelmed and we're tired. And maybe by Saturday, we're just like, hey, please don't talk to anybody else but me tonight. That's an exaggeration. But that's, the point is it ebbs and flows. And one of the points you brought up when we were trying to write all this out was, what I don't want to do is feel like we write this agreement out and now I may feel obligated to adhere to something that may feel different to me 2 days into this event.
What I won't do is be a martyr for my relationship. Like, I'm not going to sign a contract that now says, because we have this relationship agreement, no matter how you feel, this is what you agreed to. That just doesn't work for me. And I know people, and we have had conversations with people that have these relationship agreements and then spend the whole event in turmoil trying to abide by these rules in this written document.
Well, so many things change.
I'm not going to do that because it is like, are we connecting? Are we getting sleep? Is the stress level up here? That is going to feel different than if we are connected, we are rested. I have no stress, you have no stress, and things just flow. Then it's easier to engage with others too.
Well, and that's not to disparage relationship.
No,
we also have friends
they
that
do
have
work
them,
really
and
well
they
for
work,
some people.
Yeah, and we know friends very well that have them and say it's been one of the best things they've ever done.
But that's the lifestyle. You have to find what works for you as a couple, and relationship agreements for some people work really well. For us, they're not as well.
Have you and Dave ever tried to write something like that out?
We did in the very beginning. We tried to say, okay, these are the rules. You don't do this. You can't do this, or you can go so far with this. And it all just went to shit. It's not realistic. It really isn't, because it's just the connection's the question. And then you're overthinking. And then did I do this wrong? And then nothing's sexy. You're not turned on at all because you're just thinking about your assignment. It's like,
Did I just violate clause B?
Right.
Yeah, so we ended up, and I mean, it wasn't an easy conversation on this drive up. That was part of the plan. So, all right, we're going to try something different this event and write this. We'll do it on the way to the airport, and we'll have this hammered out by the time we get there. And it just was obvious we weren't going to be able to come up with something that we felt comfortable living under.
Yeah.
And somehow I feel like what we did do is say, all right, here's what we're going to make sure we're doing. We're going to make sure that if one of us gets pulled into a conversation and is out of eyesight of the other, that if that goes on for any length of time, say 30 minutes, that the other one, if we're concerned, will come check. Or
you can send Andy.
Right.
Tell Andy to handle it, our concierge.
Hey, have you seen April? Can you see if you can see April?
But this was, like we said, it was a very stress-free event for us, and never once did we feel like we needed an agreement. And I think we both seem to allow each other. Allow is not the right word. I hate that word, but I felt very little pressure or worry that I was doing anything wrong at any point in time.
Yeah. It was easy. It felt like a very easy weekend. Andy, what was your favorite part of the weekend?
Oh, the dancing until we closed it down. It was just,
I've got an incredible video of us dancing in the lobby that I'm going to post on TikTok.
Perfect. That was the most, anytime I can just dance and just not worry, that is like my euphoria. So that's
how I am.
Yeah.
That's why, like, sex clubs are great, but we don't get to dance like that a lot.
Yeah.
And so if I would rather dance on the dance floor all night long than go fuck in a public space. And maybe I'm weird for that.
Well, but that was one of the things we said, all right, we're definitely this time. We're going to force ourselves to go, not force, we didn't say that. But
we did say that.
We said we're going to go have sex in the playroom.
In front of people, because we do like having sex in front of people.
Yeah, and we like having sex with other people. It's not like we go to these events and go, all right, no matter who talks to us, no fucking.
No, because there were people that we were like, we would like to fuck them.
And told them that.
But
And also told them that, but we kind of want to, let's do this in the privacy in the bedroom and stuff. 'Cause
especially for a first time playing with a new couple. I want that privacy because it feels safer. It's easier to talk. You're not worrying, like, is somebody going to come and try to interrupt? And, you're not on guard.
Yeah. I agree. Especially like you said, when it's the first time. So if it may be somebody we'd played with 4 or 5 times, maybe go to the playroom. It's probably different for us. And again, that's not disparaging that. Both of us wish we could flip that switch and just say, oh, hey, new person that I don't even remember your name, would you like to go to the playroom and fuck? We just have realized that's not who we are. That's not what we want. Mm-hmm. It is some sort of gray area between poly and DTF with us. And we have to really get to know somebody and feel connected and comfortable. And we did. We had a conversation with a couple. We can't say their names, I don't think. But, where all 4 of us expressed great sexual interest, but it had to wait for another time.
Yeah.
And, but I love that.
Yeah.
I do wish at times we could be more feral, as you like to call it. But I usually only say that away from the party. But once I get in the party, for whatever reason, that tends to disappear. And that doesn't mean I'm not feeling like we were out there dancing with, some great looking people and I was turned on, but for whatever reason, that doesn't also then follow in my brain to go, so now let's go to the playroom. Mm-hmm. It's usually either let's go back to the hotel or see you next time, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it is. And you guys are fairly similar, right? You've never really.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever played in a playroom at any place ever.
Even just the 2 of you?
I think maybe at Desire, like way back in the day, we were playing around on a cabana and there was a couple next to us on another cabana. So that was sexy because they were going at it and so were we. So we like that.
Going at it? Is that how you kids say it
nowadays? They were making whoopee. Yeah.
Doing the sex.
They were doing the nasty. But yeah, so that's, we do like to be watched. We just, I don't know, we just kind of get, it's just not in our comfort zone. But I wouldn't say it would never happen. But on this trip, I was solo. They stayed home. So that was a first for us ever, which we've come a long way. And where I think even a few years ago, if it had been him go solo or me go solo, it would have been a crisis for either one of us. Yeah. And it was really cool because we're at a place in our relationship where it was, hey, just check in with me. But, he knew there was no, and I was not going there to play, period. I don't play separately. We really don't play at all, to be honest. But
you don't play together or
but, it's just it was nice to have that. And I don't think we could have gotten there if it hadn't been for all of the events in the past and really learning I can trust you even in the most sexual of environments.
Well, honestly, I feel like at events like this, we knew a lot of the people there, but people are so respectful. Mm-hmm. Like it's a higher chance of you getting touched inappropriately or some slimy guy trying to come onto you in a vanilla setting than in a setting like this.
100%.
People are watching out for you. Everybody's very respectful. It just feels safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're sure. You're going to have, you're a beautiful woman. You're there without your partner. To a lot of people, that sounds like a prime target.
But then they start talking to me and they're like, oh.
Wait a second.
Don't judge a book by its
It's nice meeting you, ma'am. We'll talk to you later.
They allow anybody in this place.
But that would be hard for me. Not hard.
This is my special sister. I'm babysitting her this weekend.
If she's drooling, it's not because anything sexy.
If you would, if that situation would have burst and Andi, it was Andi and Dave's party and you were going with them because I couldn't go for whatever reason, I don't think I would feel jealousy, but oh my goodness, I'd be envious. I'd have so much FOMO.
Yeah, because I'd have a blast.
And now maybe if that happens, I would feel jealousy after saying that. But you probably, there is an element of truth to that.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't have, part of one of the things that gets in your head sometimes is, I don't know if worrying is the right word, but worrying about me.
I wasn't worried about you all weekend, though.
No, I know this one, but I'm saying that times that can get into your head a little bit and distract you. So if you're by yourself, you probably could feel, a little degree of more freedom.
Yeah. I made some really great connections with people this weekend. Had some really great conversations with couples. There's a couple guys that I got to chat with that I had known previously, but never really had time to really talk. So that was exciting.
Yeah, and
I really enjoyed it.
And you seemingly felt really comfortable with me talking to other women.
Yeah.
I mean, not that that's ever really been a problem.
Yeah, I've never cared about you talking to other
No,
women.
I know, but there was...
I look over and you're eating puss. Like, whoa. I went from 0 to 100.
And it happens
in your
so
defense,
often.
though, you took Luna's class. So
That's true. And it's, you can't turn your eyes. I'll be eating puss left and right.
That's where those marks came from.
All right. Well, I guess I want to again thank the club and Jake, the owner,
and our
and all the
community.
staff, and they just did an incredible job making it so easy for us. And if you're ever in Toronto, make sure you go see X Club, visit.
yeah, we'll definitely be back. We'll put something in the books for 2027 in Toronto. And then, Andy, do you have any parting words about this weekend? Anything you want to add to this?
Oh, I would just say out of all the clubs, I've been over several in the country, and X Club was probably top for sure. Yeah.
It was a great place.
And it's super easy to say it. They only gave me a sweet $5,000 to say that, but here, no, I'm kidding. No,
Which in the U.S. is
right.
actually.
But no, I
That's
mean,
like $8 in U.S. money.
Right.
It sounded better when they wrote it in Canadian dollars.
but no, I'm meeting Jake, how attentive he was. I think he was, a staff member had called out, and he just jumped in just great energy and really attentive to all the patrons. Yeah, best club, hands down, that I've been to.
Well, if you want to go to one of our events, we've got others coming up.
Yeah.
Our next one is Barcelona, correct?
Yeah, that one's sold out. After that, though, is El Salvador, October 12th through the 17th. We have 4 spots left for that. We actually have 2 Zoom calls this week, so
Better hurry.
Then we have our Wild and Wise Women's Menopause Retreat, or as Andy likes to call it, Menopause Mountain.
Menopause Mountain.
And then
Andy has a great knack for not being able to call anything that's actual name,
And then Mancation Mountain, which is our men's retreat.
which he calls Masturbation Mountain. Yeah.
Both of those are November 8th through the 11th in the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee.
And let me say quickly about the guys, the Mancation Mountain, especially since Andy labeled it Masturbation Mountain. This isn't some gay guy's sex party.
But it could be.
Well,
Because last year you had gay men, bisexual, straight, partnered, single.
but the point of this event is for guys who share a more open outlook towards sexuality in general than maybe the mainstream culture in the U.S. does, to get together and have, we had a great time. We just did all kind of fun guy stuff. We had a poker tournament and played pickleball and grilled steaks and all that kind of stuff, watched football. But we also had some amazing conversations that were wholly unexpected, at least to the length of these conversations.
Well, we heard this a lot from the men afterwards. I didn't want to come because I'm not into talking about my feelings all the time, but my wife really encouraged me to, and I'm so glad I did. And your men's Telegram group with those 20 guys is so active, and it really was like a brotherhood. Like, you have these healthy men who are exploring whatever kind of relationship dynamic they are, and now they have friends they can talk to, where if they have issues, or it's not a guy who's going to be like, oh yeah, your partner's a dick, they're giving you real support in a real healthy way.
And men are so taught to box that in and tie it up and put a bow on it and push it down and not express it.
And you don't have guys like that, or most of us don't, in our hometown or in our day-to-day life, because we have to hide a lot of who we are around this issue of sexuality. So it really was a great event. It wasn't a sexual event And a lot of us in the lifestyle love to go to places where that can happen. That's not what
But I think there was some sexy stuff that happened.
I think I heard that there was, but I mean, this wasn't,
But that's not the intention of it. But if it happens, it happens.
But it was a incredibly impactful, the most impactful thing I've probably done in the lifestyle, and it had nothing to do with sex.
Yeah.
That was nice. So both of those are happening at the exact same time.
November 8th through the 11th.
Yeah, giant cabins right next to each other. We do not mix the groups. But if a husband and wife, but both are at their respective event, if they want to go out and do stuff with each other, they can get out and drive around town. And
the women's retreat, we only have 13 rooms left. We're sold out of all of the bunks in the shared bunk room. So the rest of the rooms available are private king suites with your own bathroom, but you can, if you want to bring a friend, it's like a little bit additional to add a friend to your room. And I think the men, you have 15 rooms left.
No, I don't think there's that. Well, I can't remember how many bunks we have.
Okay, so the men have rooms left.
Yeah, we have a little more left.
And then after those two, we have holidays. November 15th through the 20th. That's where we celebrate all of the holidays in 5 days. That's more of a party.
Also in the Smoky Mountains. Yep. And in fact, that's going to be in the same cabin we use for the men's retreat, which is just a beautiful, brand new place that just got built like a month ago.
Yeah. So go to our events page, naughtygym.com, and click on the events tab. Oh, and we routed out in Jamaica, January 2nd through the 9th. Be Better Being Bad at Hedonism. That's a full resort takeover. If you've never been to Hedonism, this is a great first time to come.
For sure.
We have a team of 30 that we bring with us. If you were at X Club, I would probably say 70% of the people that came with us to X Club have also been to our Hedo event.
Yeah.
It's just an incredible experience. So,
and if they haven't, they told us they haven't, but that they've heard friends talk about it and that they're now planning on going, kind of thing. Yeah, it's become a real big part of our year, and also their staff, Hedo staff's incredible to work with.
And all the booking for that's done through Hedo, but we have a link on our website, naughtygym.com.
And Dave and I will be there, and if you want to talk to us, we'll be in our room with the door closed.
If you can find them.
And
they're great conversationalists if you can find them.
It's a scavenger hunt. Where are they? Not even.
We may play a game. It'll be like a bingo card. Where have you seen Andi and Dave?
Yes.
And was Dave naked?
It could be a whole bingo card about him.
He just has his crossbody back.
Right.
We'll put treats in his little bag. And, did you get
If you find him, you get a sticker.
Yeah. Little Dave's face.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. If you joined us again in Toronto, thank you. We love you. We appreciate you taking the time. And until next time, remember to never stop playing.